Hello and welcome back to State of the Plan. I hope you enjoyed that crazy new, heroic, American-style intro. Normally taking inspiration from America is a bad idea at the best of times, but I'd say one of the reasons I decided to copy the idea of State of the Union is it's such an iconic moment of speech. It's the annual address of the President of the United States, and let's listen to a few words from him now. Hey, it's planning, you know. One of the things that I wanted to do was have an opportunity to better reflect and talk about what direction we're going to take on this channel and where we've come from, where we're going, and what I plan to do. And I think one of the big things I need to address straight up is the fact I feel there are two quite separate and distinct groups of viewers on this channel. One who got here early and are expecting original style planning videos, and another group who are very keen on transport and almost only transport, who came later once I started doing some more transport reviews. And I think I needed to address that quite quickly because I think it's perhaps creating a little bit of division in what this channel means. But I think there is good room for those sorts of views to actually coexist. It's just getting it to work. One of the big reasons I started moving into transport reviews rather than just the simple sit down talking planning that I did early on is I found it more interesting for starters. And the fact we were allowed to travel in quite a big way helped. I started this channel in sort of mid-April, and then sort of by end of May, we were actually allowed to travel a fair bit more freely. So I did. I thought, why not jump on the CityCat? Why not jump on a bus, jump on a train, tram, ferry, whatever? And that sort of formed the basis for a lot more of my videos, and I was thinking, it's starting to get more difficult to just do raw planning topics. And then I sort of branched into transport and went down the wormhole, as they say. And I guess it meant that this channel went into a different direction. I started getting a lot more people who are, pure transport nerds per se watching, and I started doing bus and train and tram and ferry reviews. But I think the key thing to note is I started that in a very different manner. You see, the sort of normal format that I'm used to seeing is someone grabs their camera, whether it be a phone or a DSLR or a little camcorder, and will generally sit up the back of a bus, in the middle of a train, on the tram or on a ferry, and just record straight footage and might provide some minor editing, and then it will be uploaded to YouTube. And, I certainly think that has an important place. It's just not something that I'm intending to do on this channel. One of the things that made me interested in doing what I do is the fact that I can provide an educational or an informational spin and add some new knowledge. And that's one of the reasons why I've gone for this talkback style video. One thing on my part though is it means there's a lot more editing and work and effort to do to make it all work. In terms of creating a transport review, the first thing is find out what you actually want to catch or what you want to capture. So if that's a particular bus, you've got to go and find the fleet number and look it up in something like AnyTrip. And that dictates the entire thing. You have to actually know when the vehicle is running. And I, to be honest, do have a life outside of this as well. I spent 4 years at uni, and I'm very keen to get back into the workforce in a more permanent fashion, or get back into study, whether that be in a PhD or a master's, or whether that is, full-time work. That's going to drastically change what videos I can do. And I do have to start dedicating, and I have been dedicating more time to job applications, training, interviews, and all that sort of stuff. So the amount of time I've had to just prepare planning content is dropping. And then there comes the editing. I've learned so much about that in the last, few months, and I've gone from recording everything just on a very basic camcorder, with pretty rubbish sound, through to having an actual mic set up and having a lot more time and effort to put into editing and realizing the importance of it. So producing a 10-minute video is now a much longer exercise than it used to be, because I've got to spend more time with editing and transitions and music and film. And, a video that might have once taken me 1 or 2 hours to edit and film is now 7 or 8 hours to get the quality that I think that I should be putting out. That's one of the reasons for me with transport reviews. It's not uploading 3 minutes of footage with a little bit of editing at each end. It is getting the right shots, getting the right scenes, getting a script together. And it means those 5-minute transport reviews that I film, whether they're sort of 3.5 to 5, 6, 7 minutes, generally are at least 4 to 6 hours of editing and work each. Unfortunately, requests probably aren't at the top of my priority all the time because I've got a lot of things that I need to plan out and make work. I also have a lot of other footage that I want to start utilizing and editing correctly and getting scripts for from stuff I've already done. And because I've got so much of that there, it makes it perhaps more challenging to go and find the time to get new footage because I've got a lot of other stuff I want to edit and get out before it becomes irrelevant and then I can't use it at all. Because things change quickly with transport and travel. I also want to keep my finger on the pulse. If it takes 6-7 hours to edit a lot of these videos, I'm really only going to be able to do 1 or 2 a week. And that's probably going to drop back once I start full-time work or, increased hours or study and whatever. But I'm interested in doing this. I just have to make it all fit in, So I guess in terms of next steps, it really all depends how things change. I mean, I really enjoy making talking planning videos. I also really enjoy working in the planning industry. And I think on a priorities basis, I need to get back into that work mindset. And I've been spending a lot more time doing that, reading, writing, cover lettering, interviewing and whatever. But I think rest assured, I need to point out that I'm just trying to balance these things. So if you don't hear from me for a little while with a lot of requests and things like that, it takes time. I know I've got things I want to film. I've got loads of ideas. It's just finding the time and the energy and the people to help make it all work. I don't know exactly where everything's going. I want to know more, and I'm, desperately waiting on more information to decide what I do next. But anyway, I suppose on that, I'd like to say thank you for joining me on Talking Planning. I will see you soon, and before we wrap up this video, I just want to say I've put a lot of editing recently into another series of BUSWEEK. That first series proved to be really popular, so I have another one coming out, and that is going to start on Monday next week. So make sure that you stick around for 5 days, 5 BUSWEEK videos, and make sure you don't miss those. So I'll see you soon.